Education is power. People with power all around the world all have high quality educations. They have high quality manpower in which makes them that high in power. That's how society perceives it. But the state of our current education program is currently very, very disappointing. A huge chunk of people cannot get a taste of education because of the living conditions they're in, specifically poverty. That's why the motion of this House believes that scholarships should only be granted on the basis of financial necessity exists. Now, what exactly are scholarships? Scholarships are incentives for students, such as college students, school students, etc., to enroll on an educational institute such as schools, colleges, etc., with the help of a third party such as the government, the corporations, etc., in the form of what usually is money. And financial necessity here are based on the financial power and capability of someone in which can they afford school or not. The current situation is that students are now currently living in a world where every student can get scholarship. But most of the times, these scholarships are given to those who don't really need them, such as wealthy students, children of conglomerates, celebrities, and overall people who don't have the urgency to get scholarship. When in reality, scholarships should be given to those in need, as the motion suggests. Now, thousands and thousands of students, of children, of people cannot enroll on schools, on college. Why? Because of their financial burdens and their financial problems. These leads to the problem of the lack of education, which leads to the inequality of knowledge and human resources. These students are just as capable as others, but they are robbed from their chance because of entitled people trying to get scholarships, even though they knew full well they can both pay for their education and they're educated enough to continue on their own. And back to the notion of the inequality of knowledge. Now, why is it important for us to take notice? First of all, it will bring the growth of countries of the world into stagnation/slump. Why? Because the less educated people are over time, that would mean there would be less meaningful work done. There won't be any breakthrough, there won't be any maintenance in the technological era we're living in. Because why? They lack manpower. They won't be able to bring growth to the world. They don't have the power to, they don't have the capabilities to, and it doesn't work in the society's favor. And the second one is that the rate of decency in living would only diminish over time. These people without education cannot get decent jobs, meaning that they won't get any decent money. And that's why in this era in which people with education are desired more and more, this kind of people without education will only be abandoned. They won't have any meaningful jobs. They won't have money. They cannot live on their own. That's why poverty exists. Now, the third one and the last one is that the power of a nation would only be held by a handful of people with extra privilege, people with money, people with power. It shouldn't be like that. Power should be equal. Everyone has the right to get education and to get power. These people, this handful of people, will be the ones dictating the society, and it will not get in the favor of the people at all. Now, all of them, in which causes unnecessary imbalance in the society. Now, I would like to prove that one, high quality manpower can be achieved by anyone, and two, how this motion can solve both inequality in education as well as financial problems. Now, moving on to my arguments. First of all, the rate of educated personnel in a country or in this world, in this case, would significantly increase, and therefore there would be an increased productivity in the world. Now, with the implementation of the motion, the spread of scholarship incentives would undeniably spread to an even larger crowd, especially those without money, those not wealthy enough to enroll to schools. This would mean everyone gets a chance to study regardless of their standing/their financial ability. This would be crucial because in this era, we need educated people more than ever. The advancement in our society, such as technological advancement, education advancement, political advancement, economical advancement, etc., would rely on the manpower and knowledge. Now, for example, people in the field of technology with the ability to code, to program are very desirable. Same as the people in the field of economy, people that can do stocks would be much more desirable than ever. This means that people who can do labor jobs will diminish over time. To actually make it work, to actually make advancement in society, we need as much educated personnel as we can. To even enforce it, scholarships are often filled with big extra benefits in the context of education. First of all, it could cover both a diploma and a degree. And to a certain extent, there could be special cases in which they will cover all education, all through PhD. And another thing that is very delightful is that some scholarships from corporations even help people get a job. Usually, these third parties offer jobs in their corporation. With this in mind, people would each have a good quality, and with that, they would have an even bigger chance to contribute in society in which helps its growth. Now, the second argument is that other than education, the aspect of economy in a country or in the world itself would increase exponentially. With the motion in mind, not only the personnel would get free education, they will also gain the ability to make money. In case of scholarships that pays for living expenses, it would be even better. But in most of cases, these people wouldn't have to worry about paying off debts to study because at some people, even though they are financially unable to afford education, they would get loans to pay to help them study. Now, there won't be a problem at all. They will get to enroll for free. After the education, they will have a high-quality manpower to get a decent job and sort out their financial problems in the first place. This, in a big picture, would increase the economies of the world, which means improves the livelihood of society. There will be less and less people in poverty over time. And of course, we can see that people will actually get to enjoy their rights as a happy and free person. And that is why these arguments are very, very in favor of the motion. And therefore, I propose. Thank you.